Okay. And the very first pick is Battlefield of Eternity. Great, we got that all sorted out. We did it, team. I'm very excited. Greymane banned away, very first by Avalanche, a solid ban. They don't want to deal with that Greymane getting that really nice push on the Immortal. He does a ton of single target bursts. Li Ming also banned away, and you can see kind of what the teams are going for. Battlefield of Eternity, in my opinion, has the most diverse map bans in the game, just on the fact that the locking of tanks becomes a little less prominent. The single target DPS rises more up. Ana banned away, very strong healer right now, so it's easy to see why we would take her out of the mix. Stukov also banned away, another very strong healer. Looks like the teams are just trying to target the support and single target damage pools of the other team. And Johanna, best tank in the game, picked up right away. Greymane ETC immediately followed as a rebuttal. ETC, also one of the best tanks in the game right now. And then Raynor is just so aggressive on that Immortal. He has that Exterminator talent at level 1, which has a ton of bonus damage. It was nerfed in the most recent patch, but it's still a very strong talent. However, Ace in the Hole is also incredibly strong, so we might see that as well. And Imperious Whitemane coming out. This is where the teams start to differ a little bit in what is currently meta. Whitemane players, I've always said, have the advantage in games where they play Whitemane because they're the only people who know how it works. The rest of us are kind of just like, I don't know why she's living and why this tiny lady is running around in the team fight, but they are. And then Imperious, very strong offlane. I mean, if we wanted to be super crazy, we could see a Johanna offlane and an Imperious tank. Stranger things have happened. Now as we round third bans, Kale Foss being taken out right now. Of course, that red bomb spread on the Immortal is really difficult to shy away from since you have to fight in such confined areas. And now we'll see what Avalanche has. Hanzo banned away. Of course, another very strong race hero. And while that was happening, Justarius the Red, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Undead Army. Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Artanis picked up... this is really the only map you see Artanis in competitive games, just based on the fact that he's able to shred the Immortal so quickly. However, we could see that new talent that Artanis got, the extra auto attacks. I always thought it was silly until I played Deathwing and he got like 150 stacks on me in the first 3 minutes and then proceeded to feed the rest of the game. Rhaegar also picked up. I really like it with the Artanis and the Raynor, being that Rhaegar's Bloodlust is the preferred heroic of choice right now. And with all three of these heroes, actually, especially if ETC goes the Kill a Squishy build with his E talent at 1, 7, and 16, you could see a ton of damage coming out during that ultimate. Finally, to round out Avalanche's draft, we are going to see Skeptic on that Tassadar and Dragon Fury on Cassia, who is so incredibly strong right now. It's the caster curse, not prioritizing the tank, just snap them up really quickly. However, we didn't see the tank priority ban, which is always really nice. As a tank player myself, it feels good to know that you have freedom to pick tank, and none of them were picked away. Vala gonna round out the draft for Caffeinated Knight. Really strong drafts out of both teams, and I honestly have to say, this is the very first time that I've looked at both team drafts and I couldn't decide whose draft I preferred more. If I had to choose, I think I would give this one to Caffeinated Knight, just based on the fact that the Rhaegar is super meta right now. ATC is incredibly strong, and I'm worried that there could be some blind overlap from the Cassia and the Johanna. Of course, I could be totally wrong. We'll bring it back here as we wait for the game to load in, and we could see them layer it perfectly, and both teams, or the team that is Caffeinated Knights, just get absolutely godsmacked by the ability that they're like, well, we can't do anything because our entire team is literally auto attack damage. I mean, you look at their team, Raynor, only autos. He was a big minion for a while. ATC, relies really heavily on its auto, doesn't have a whole lot of spell power. Artanis, also an auto attack hero. And as we hop in, heroes in game, we are going to jump in on BOE. This is a best of 3, and this is game 1. Over here on the right-hand side, we have Caffeinated Knights with Avalanche on the Rainer, Osmanthus on that ETC, Harborum on that Rhaegar, Jägermeister on the Vala, and up here in the off lane, it is Saiyan CP9. These are Caffeinated Knights. And rocking those blue trunks, it's Aeronor on the Johanna, Dragon Fury on that Cassia. Skeptic is your Tassadar, forgot his name there for a second. White Mane is Cash and Ashes, and up in the top lane, it is that I Like Man or Likeman? We'll call him Likeman for now. Zoom out, that's the wrong button. To zoom out, we want to zoom in. Both teams just trying to get in position right now, see where the other team is going to come out, clear their lanes as best they can. Early blind onto Rainer, make sure that he isn't able to poke the team out, and Cassia is just bullying him. Dragon Fury wants nothing to do with our Space Marine friend here. Aeronor actually stepping up, and Vivanche is in a lot of trouble. The wall comes out to block the team. However, Rainer is just going to back away, but not before taking all of those Searing Lashes from White Mane. We'll have a little peek up at the top lane. I Like Men, Sand, just looking at each other right now. We'll go ahead and look at those talents. Jump back down here. And we are going to see that amateur opponent for the Artanis. Team's looking to maybe grab the camps. Osmanthus snarking around. Johanna catches them though. She is going to see the teams, and they're going to scare them away. It is really difficult to take the camp without having force a tap or force somebody to go back to base, whether that be because you make them so low or you give them a free trip there. Looks like Osmanthus is in a little bit of trouble, though the wall comes out. However, ETC armor prevails, and it's a little bit too much of a health bar right now for Avalanche to push down. They are going to get started on that camp, though, as I said. ETC did have to tap, and now he is coming back. And they're looking just to try and contest over this camp. One guy taken away by Dragon Fury. I'm not sure that was the correct play. We'll see, though. Both teams, they really want this. You can see they're both stepping up, posturing aggressively, seeing who has the guts to make the first step. Tassadar with that Psystorm drops a little bit of damage onto Vivanche. But so far, it's just a stalemate. I'm going to go up to the top lane to actually do something, because that's always what happens. Swap comes out. It does miss onto Imperius, though. And yeah, they're just clearing minions, doing the best they can. Immortal starting in 30 seconds, and it looks like Avalanche will take the opportunity, seeing Caffeinated Knights back up to take this bottom camp. Vala comes and snips it out, but they're a little too quick, and that electric fence from Tassadar does provide them a secure camp. Meanwhile, though, Caffeinated Knights take their Shaman camp. And that one is a little bit better than the Impalers, seeing as the Impalers run out, and if you don't deal with the Shaman, he is just going to spawn dogs forever. Caffeinated Knights jump first onto the Immortal, doing a really good job for the couple of seconds they were on. However, Saiyan CP9 is a little bit low, has to back up. And it's unusual to see one team defend first, but that's exactly what Avalanche are doing. Dragon Fury steps up, gets booped a little bit, and both teams are going to go ahead and reset. We're going to take this opportunity to once again, accidentally jump onto Tassadar because I hit the wrong button. There we are. Team stepping up, just trying to do a little bit of mortal damage. Control one, there we are. Talents down here in the bottom, making sure everybody can see everything, as both teams are just trying to posture for it. Everything looking fairly standard in the talent so far. Plasticine, thank you very much for the raid. We're casting some NGS. And a nice swap onto I Like Men. He gets very low. However, he comes in with a nice Imperius stab. And Rainer is going to be the very first person to fall. He is first blood in this game. Next is Artanis. He does fall. And this should go over to Avalanche.
For the Lich King.
They don't have halftime yet. Jacqueline Hyde, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I'm still on the Tassadar, I just realized. My bad, team. We're going to see ETC get the slide, and both teams are duking it out. Meanwhile, Dragon Fury is just going to go ahead and poke away at this. And NyQuil Fiend, thank you very much for the rate of 18. It is a friends-filled night this evening. We see Dragon Fiend doing a ton of damage to that Immortal. And they actually, despite the hard push onto that bottom Immortal, are going to be the ones to get the halftime show first. It is going to be a race between both teams. Now we see ETC defending best he can, but the team doesn't even care about him. They're just going to try and focus on that Immortal. And it is going to be Immortal number 1 going over to Caffeinated Knights. Mama Doby, thank you very much for the follow.
I hate people.
Bottom lane is going to see the wrath of the the Immortal as it heads down. We can see Avalanche already getting in position to defend it, trying to zone away those minions. Meanwhile, up at the top, we see Caffeinated Knights are just trying their best to push in as hard as they can, letting the team deal with that first Immortal. They know it doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
For the Lich King.
Oh my goodness, guys, thank you. Welcome. We'll hit a bunch of these right after the game so we can talk about what's happening. Caffeinated Knights trying to push that top fort. Once again, as I was saying, Immortal doesn't do a whole heck of a lot of damage. We see does go down. Knights slide by Osmanthus, gets him out of the threat of the enemy team, and everybody is just going to go ahead and walk away. We almost got that first tower up here in the top lane. Down in the bottom, we only got that bottom gate, I think. And now we see both teams once again looking to try and contest this bottom camp. We do have Avalanche up here in the top grabbing this top one, however, so it might just be a camp for camp trade. As we see Cassia is the only one in the bottom, and there we are, Caffeinated Knights picking up that camp. They're just going to go ahead and look to push this bottom fort. Meanwhile, up in the top, Imperius with the help of his camp doing a little bit of damage to Sand. Not too terribly much, though. Nothing he can't pop out. And we'll go ahead and take a look at those talents one more time, see if there's anything crazy coming out. Shield build for Rhaegar. Vala with that Q build, very standard on this map. ETC, power slide over walls. Crowd Surfer, however, will allow him to slide through these easier than if he didn't. He's just going to be able to slide from anywhere now on this small map with the small amount of oh gosh, please stop. There we go. With a small amount of walls, they're not incredibly thick. It should be nice for him to flank from anywhere.
Shall return before long, heroes.
Both teams just looking to step up to grab their shaman camps right now. We can see Dragon Fury taking a little bit of damage. This is a really difficult camp to grab solo. However, with her trait now active, she should be able to do it no problem. 15 armor, yeah, she's fine. A little bit slower than Caffeinated Knights, but nothing for them to fret about. In fact, it should be Avalanche who's worried as we see this top camp heading up. Artanis not heading down yet. And Caffeinated Knights just trying to go ahead and jump. We see Avalanche defending once again. Johanna steps up with the Iron Skin, trying to look for a come down onto the red team, or orange team in my case, not finding it. Nice spear by Imperius. Bloodlust comes out as both teams are level 10 as Osmanthus will go down. Johanna takes a ton of damage, has to burn her second Iron Skin, but it is going to be Rhaegar who gets caught by the Imperius. Nice swap by Saiyan. He's very low, however, does fall, and this should be another Immortal going over. This would be an Immortal going over to Caffeinated Knights, or excuse me, Avalanche once again. Tacit are going to clear that camp up in the top. Now that the team has the opportunity on this Immortal, they're going to go ahead and burn it down. Cassia doing a whole heck of a lot of damage. Welcome, everybody. Thank you once again for the follows. I'll hit them. Then I might have to turn down that Lich King if it keeps going off so we can focus on the game. Caffeinated Knights are back here now, trying to look for some picks onto Avalanche. A nice mosh pick. It's immediately interrupted by the Imperius. Out comes the suppression pulse, picking a nice blind onto everybody stepping onto those Avalanche members. And it is going to actually be Avalanche's Immortal who falls. Artanis falling, however. Rhaegar as well. This isn't going to be as strong as a push for our right-hand side team, as we see once again, team getting in position. It is going to go bottom one more time as the Immortal always focuses the stronger lane.
The demon approaches the gates of heaven.
Immortal Shield. Fun fact, Immortal Shield actually lets it to stay in range mode. It goes to melee only when the shield has been depleted, which we're going to go ahead and see now. Aranor taking a little bit of damage from that Immortal stun. Nothing they can't handle, though. And the support should not be long for this world. Meanwhile, up in the top, Caffeinated Knights drop the Hyperion, and they're going to look for this keep wall. Out comes Skeptic, trying to push him away. Tassadar does a ton of damage, and Imperious coming out as well, chasing the team away. They only get one tower. Meanwhile, in the bottom, that fort did fall. No damage onto the wall. Both teams going to retreat and just try and focus on their camps. Let's take this time to look at our heroic abilities. We do have our Shadow Walk, that's 13, excuse me, Archon for Tassadar, Divine Reckoning. For Imperious, we've got the Angelic Armaments, Ball Lightning, Blessed Shield, very standard. Over here for Caffeinated Knights, as I show you the members of Avalanche. Again, super standard, Mosh Pit, Hyperion, Suppression Pulse, Rain of Vengeance, and Bloodlust is the standard now. Here we are, Caffeinated Knights looking to invade this camp. However, they see that the team is done with it, so they're just going to go ahead and clear it out super quick.
For the Lich
now
King.
just trying to do their best to gain control on this map, and it is Avalanche's turn to make a play. They're on the side of the map. They're holding out for a gank push. Oh my god, are they thinking the same thing? Gank push from Avalanche, however, they sniff out their opponent might be doing the same thing, and they go in. Rhaegar takes a ton of damage, does get the Bloodlust off, but immediately goes down. Again, a very nice impale by Imperious. Osmanthus running for his life. A nice Rain of Vengeance will save him, however. Saiyan all by his lonesome, and the fact is going to be the sacrificial lamb to make sure that Raynor goes away, and that is going to be a 2-for-0 on the side of Avalanche. They're absolutely dominating these team fights. Bala staying a little longer, gets impaled or offended by the Cassia, and now this Shaman camp is going to go over to Avalanche. With Artanis down for 13 more seconds, this is going to be a 5v4 and not favorable for Caffeinated Knights. Third Immortal phase of the game. And everyone's just going to go ahead and jump right on it. Thank you, Kaleo. I've been working very hard. As always, positive feedback and constructive criticism are welcome, but not required. Nice slice by Osmanthus, gets Imperious, and they're just going to go ahead and defend their Immortal one more time. A great stun by Imperious. Bala getting chunked out, has to retreat to top well. ETC has to slide through the wall, and we see the crowd surfer value there as he's able to get away and not get locked in. Artanis coming in. Nice suppression pulse, and out comes Hyperion chasing away the members of Avalanche. Flesh Shield comes out, hits Vala. A two-man spear by Imperious, and Ball Lightning onto Vivanche, trying to make sure that he has nothing to do with this Immortal. Now that Avalanche are nice and healthy, they're going to turn their sights onto that orange Immortal. But here come Caffeinated Knights, not willing to give this over so easily. Halftime show won by Avalanche this time round. And we're just going to see them jump on it. They know that they can get it. They're ahead in experience right now. ETC Artanis stepping up. I like men not even worried about him. We see the slide onto Aranor, but they're able to use top the shield and run out. ETC taking a ton of damage. One of the only frontline members of Caffeinated Knights getting chunked out. Now Avalanche retreating to protect their own Immortal and tap should they need to. We see Imperious is very low on mana, Aranor low on health, and this has the opportunity for Artanis to step up. Nice blade dash out. Out comes that suppression pulse once again, hitting Cassia, giving her a taste of her own medicine. AGT in the middle misses the power slide, has to back out, and a fantastic hold by Avalanche. Saiyan sees Cassia very close to the stuns. Not get stunned, however, as most high-level players should. And this is B East, very, very high level. B West, excuse me. Nice slide by ETC once again. Gets away. Cassia on Avalanche, though, trying their best to poke him out. And this is just a stalemate for both teams. Nice stun by Imperius. However, they are in the stun, and ETC follows up. A nice mosh pit hitting 2 members. However, Ball Lightning is going to make quick work of him. Out comes the Bloodlust, getting a little bit of damage onto the team, but they're actually going to use the movement speed to retreat. Dragon Fury smells blood. They want it. However, they're just going to settle for the Immortal. It is going to be Avalanche's first Immortal of the game. Will go top because that bottom fort was pushed down by that humongous wave. We can see it down here. One catapult, the second on the way. The team is going to have to clear it, so this could potentially be a free fort for Avalanche in the top, except they're not looking to push with the Immortal. They want blood. Their team synergizes really well around team fighting, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Cassia pushing out a couple of members. They don't chase, though. And now we see Vala and Artanis behind the team. Skeptic getting out. Rhaegar did fall. And now Vala is running for her life. Cassia on her like a wild animal. And a sneaky side beam over the wall is going to be the death of Vala. Caffeinated Knights finally heading up to go ahead and deal with that Immortal. And like I said, that fort goes down pretty free. Artanis stepping up. Amateur opponent will allow him to do massive damage. But what is even more massive damage is the amount of siege coming out from Avalanche as they push onto the keep. Avalanche having to pop that adrenaline rush. Getting a little bit low there. That will be down for 30 seconds. And ETC, you can see him shirking around. He does not have Mosh Pit up yet.
Thus ends my assault on hell. I must rest for a time.
Avalanche looking to step back now. They're going to go ahead and grab this bottom camp. They really want to pressure the bottom lane, making sure that nothing will come of any kind of outplay down here in the bottom by Caffeinated Knights. Caffeinated Knights, however, fearing for their siege camp, are just going to go ahead and pick it up right now. Artanis clearing in the top, trying to soak up the level discrepancy we see here. 18 versus 16, and now Shamans going over to Avalanche. Take another opportunity to look at the talents. Every build looking pretty standard so far. We do have that Frost Shot coming out from Vala here at level 16, allow her to slow and maybe hold tight onto some of those squishy members like Tassadar, who does root himself every time he uses an ability. And Martial Law coming out for Cassia completely ignores armor, so that ETC will feel like paper in her hands. Down here in the bottom, Caffeinated Knights trying really hard just to clear out and get a little bit of ground back in the bottom lane. Their keep is exposed. They don't want to deal with any big minion waves like that again, getting another free fort. And now we're going to go ahead and see Avalanche looking to maybe step up a gank push. Think, no, better not. They're just going to go ahead and continue to harass this bottom lane. Siege camp up top for Avalanche. If nobody deals with it quickly, it could be trouble. Teams looking to posture on each other right now. Out comes the wall, however, Osmanthus goes somewhere else. Whiteman comes out with the aggression, slowing and preventing ETC from doing too much damage. He takes a little bit of chunk. Nothing Rhaegar can't hear up. And now Dragon Fury is by themselves in the middle of the team. Artanis hits the ball lightning, able to dash away and make that ultimate completely useless. Caffeinated Knights just looking to defend now. They know that the team fight of Avalanche is better. They've succumbed to it many times. In fact, if we look at the kills, I didn't even notice. It's 14-0 for the side of Avalanche. Nobody has been picked off on that side. Nice Rain of Vengeance allows ETC to go ahead and get out. Avalanche getting started on this Immortal. Tassadar, Tickle Beam, does a lot of damage if you allow him to. Whitemane hiding in the bush, making sure nobody can get the flank. Another fantastic Impale, and even better Rain of Vengeance comes out. Mosh Pit hitting nobody, getting interrupted anyway. Now Artanis is so low in the front when the king gets split. He just pops like a balloon. Rhaegar trying not to repeat himself and be the second. Slide onto ETC, and then it's going to be the very first death for Avalanche going over on the Cassia. Team's just looking to grab these Immortals now. 1 for 1. I I would say that they trade a little bit favorably for Caffeinated Knights, just as they didn't lose somebody as potential to the race as Cassia. ETC sliding through a couple of members. A nice stun by Imperius. However, no follow-up damage means no more ground beef. However, Avalanche is stuck on that wall. He is going to go down. The Blessed Shield secures the kill. Fantastic way to use it. ETC caught in the stun. He is going to get stunned. Imperius, however, is unable to connect the Impale. And the halftime show reached by Avalanche. They have a full health Immortal right now. What more could you ask for? Level 20 hit for Avalanche. We'll go ahead and take a look at these talents super quickly, see what they've picked. Twilight Archon, incredible power boost for Tassadar. Divine Reckoning, Judgment Day upgrade. Makes everybody unstoppable. We do have that cooldown reduction, the Heavenly Host for Imperius. And Cassia, going with one of the newer challenges, Titan's Revenge. Basically attacks ignore armor while points is fully charged, and they deal an additional 20% damage. So, lots of damage coming out. And then, of course, Radiating Faith for Johanna. I know that one. Extra long, extra wide, Blessed Shield. ETC going down immediately. And the B-Steps coming out from Imperius. Both teams racing now, just trying to do their best to get as much as they can on the side of Caffeinated Knights, making sure they can push down that Immortal Shield. And they did a really good job. Their comp excels at race. However, they just weren't able to do so fast enough. And we're going to go ahead, slide up here. Artanis on the wrong side of the map is going to go down to the 1v9. Immortal is pushing top, and we could see this the end of the game. Keep isn't very strong. The wall was pushed. Fresh keep. Caffeinated Knights need to make sure that they use the keep to defend themselves and not themselves to defend the keep. They can still come back from this as long as they don't die here. And they're just going to give it over. They understand, you know, we can't really save it. There's a full health Immortal. We need to focus on saving our abilities for the core, and that's exactly what they do. Like I said, their race is incredible, so they're able to burn down this Immortal immaculately fast. And Avalanche, happy with the keep. They're going to go ahead, let the Immortal do a little bit of core damage, 20% before it goes down. They're going to take this Shaman camp.
I must rest for a time.
ATC seeing it, though, however, both teams are level 20. We'll go over the level 20s for Caffeinated Knights in just a second, though. They want to fight. This is going to be a 5v5. Artanis late to the party. However, oh no, nice Death Moss catches 4 members. Skeptic in that Twilight Archon, however, doing enough damage to keep people away as ETC and Raynor fall down. This could be an advance on the core as Harram has no health left. 1 impale from Imperius has sent him down. 3 for nothing. That static force wall doing a ton of damage. Vala just exploded, and Sand all by himself. He's looking, he wants the 1v5, however, he doesn't, and the GGs are called. That is going to be game number 1 going over to Avalanche. They don't have a lot of siege damage, so it was kind of slow. I can't zoom in like Baja does on the crystal. Great job, both teams. I'll go ahead and update those scores right now, and then we can talk about some of our follows, talk about chat a little bit. This is the one I want to go to, so you'll see that twice. Hit the wrong button, everybody. 23-1. Cassia, the feeder on the team. However, once again, only game number 1 in our best of 3 series. So you guys can go ahead and take a look. ETC trying his best to peel for the team. Artanis trying to do the same, going in and do damage to the backline. However, that Imperius, I like, man, just absolutely destroying them every time they went in. A stunned Artanis is a dead Artanis. And here are the talents if you guys would like to check them out, add them to your own games, see if any of these are different from the ones you use. All right, let's cover some of those follows. As soon as I update the score, we'll see where the teams are going here in a moment. Alrighty, Battlefield of Eternity was picked by
For the Lich King.
and the win is Win right team picked by left team. There we go. Alrighty, we'll see where we're going. I'm gonna hop back over to me. This is my first time doing production in about 6 months, so please bear with me, guys. Thank you so much for the follows. I really appreciate it. Mavadovi, once again, thank you for the follow. Mockery, thank you for the raid of 868. I didn't see that earlier. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for raiding me. It makes me feel so special, and we are gonna jump right into another game. Lobby's already set up. Number Cruncher, thank you very much for the follow. Vanalog, I appreciate you so much. Muffins, you're the best. Sangias, thank you so much for following. Merbzing, Masonic Cashew, George Combo, and Scrambler Mendez. Or Scribbler Mendez. Thank you guys. If I butchered your name, I apologize. It's kind of what I do. Yeah, Cassia brought a lot of damage, and thank you guys so much again for following. Welcome to the Undead Army. I appreciate you guys spending your Sunday evening with me. I know there are a million other things you could be doing right now. We're going to go ahead and let the Team Arenos know that we are ready, and we will hop into game number 2. We're going to Towers of Doom. Towers of Doom was picked by Caffeinated Knights. So, you know, this is the game with the best comeback mechanics in the the game, in my opinion. It's the map with the most comeback mechanics. As long as you have 1 point and a chair, you can still turn the game. That's something that I've learned both sides. I've been there with 1 point, and I actually lost a game where we were 40-1 once. Feels bad. We just kind of threw because we got cocky. All right, let's look what you chatty Cathys are all talking about. Yeah, lots of viewers. I really appreciate the raids, guys. That's so kind of you. Like, I'm actually, like it's all I can do right now not to cry as we head over to, I think this is the right one. This one, actually. I need to update something very quickly in my settings, so you guys will have to forgive me as I realized last game that my observer is not the right one. I think it's 6.8. That looks about right. It is the most exciting map. I agree. Ana banned away on the side of Avalanche. They don't want to deal with that once again. She's an incredible healer right now. Those sleep darts are nasty, and I think I saw last time I casted Caffeinated Knights with Tetcher that the support player for Caffeinated Knights just lands gnarly sleep darts. Cassia banned out, no question there. She did incredible damage last game. Nobody wants to deal with that. Hanzo banned away once again. I'm wondering if this is a respect ban, Hanzo. It made sense for the first game. I haven't gotten to see Hanzo from Caffeinated Knights yet, but I'm sure there is a phenomenal player there. So they're just going to go ahead and get it out. He does great damage on those sapper camps. So, of course, we don't want to see that. I see a really good butt spot in there I'll have to look at later. And then, of course, Johanna banned out. She is the triple S top tier tank right now, best in the game. However, Johanna was banned out. ETC could be picked up. However, it is going to be the Li Ming instead. Li Ming provides essential poke to the game, especially when you're contesting around those shrines. And with ETC being left up, we see it picked right there. Li Ming's Wave of Force does a ton of damage. Paired with the Grey Mane, however, ETC is deadly. And hell yeah, Aaron Arthas. I hope this is a main tank Arthas. GG, let's go next. My absolute favorite hero in the game. And then, of course, Falsed for easy gank potential. Wind Tunnel, you could do some spicy things with your team's Death Zone should you choose. Or should, you know, a tower fall, the team gets the flank on you, they're like, we've got this, easy, we'll push those sappers in. Maybe they get the sappers in, you can go ahead and gust them in and kill the whole team and win the game. Easy peasy, I see it. I see the Galaxy Brain play. Anduin and Stukov banned out. Both teams really trying to push that support pool. However, the two top-ranked healers are still up, with that being Rhaegar and Deckard Cain right now. So maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we'll see if both teams go for those. Maybe we' What are you thinking, Caffeinated Knights? Is it going to be another Rhaegar? We haven't seen the Imperius out yet, so Rhaegar might survive. He got absolutely bodied in that last game, but it is going to be Deckard Cain instead, and Sylvanas. I really like the Sylvanas pick here. I think she does a great job pushing the towers. That bottom tower especially, it's so difficult to get back with the recent tower changes. If your team is guarding the tower, it's just not fun to try and get it back. So Sylvanas helps a lot with that, with her black arrows.
Let the Inquisition commence.
White Man and Imperius once again. Avalanche saying, so nice, you got to do it twice. And Malthael is going to be the solo lane for Saiyan. I like the Malthael. I really, really like Caffeinated Knights comp. I think they're going to adjust well to what was picked up. They've tried all new different picks, and I think that really says a lot about the team. If you're struggling into a comp, sometimes you just got to try something completely different, and that's exactly what they're going here for. Avalanche, I love their comp as well. I think it's very strong. I think said gank potential is fantastic. And then Li Ming doing a ton of damage from afar. That team is really hard to engage on if you look at it. Arthas is already so difficult to engage on. They have the Gust for disengage. And looking at the side of Caffeinated Knights, that's exactly what the team wants to do. Malthael goes in, ETC goes in, Greyman goes in, Sylvanas goes in. The only one who doesn't go in is Deckard Cain. And he could if he wanted. He'd have to walk, but you know, it's definitely plausible. All right, team's filing in fairly quickly. That's what good internet can do for you. So we're gonna go ahead and hop over. This is game number 2 in our best of 3 series. And I'm gonna check the talents really quickly to make sure I got the right one. No, and it's not. This is fine though. We'll go to game number 3, I'll change it again. Alrighty, once again on the right-hand side, we have Osmanthus on that ETC, Harborum rocking that Deckard Cain. Jägermeister is your Sylvanas. Vanche on that Greymane. Over here in the solo lane, it is Saiyan CP9. And on the left-hand side in the blue trunks, it is going to be Skeptic on that Li Ming. Cash and Ashes on that White Nane. Aranar on the best hero in the entire game, the Lich King. In the top lane, I Like Man once again on that Imperius. And Dragon Fury is going to be your Falstad. Scores are showing 1-1. That's not right. Let me fix that. There we go. Sorry. Thank you for letting me know. Once again, I'm still learning the production side of things. Tetcher did it all for me while he was here. A lot of stuff to remember. Down here in the bottom, we're going to see Caffeinated Knights immediately running up, trying to get some damage on that ever so important bottom lane. Leaving Li Ming in the top, middle lane. The team is just going to hang out here. They don't even care about the soak. Malthael is going to soak with that. Let's check. On a Pale Horse, double soak is going to be very easy for Saiyan. Imperius doesn't double soak very well at all. In fact, he barely soaks, really. He wins by just kind of beating the shit out of you. However, Saiyan is going to walk right into that Molten Armor, take a ton of damage. He's going to heal up thanks to his trait. Dodges the Impale like a champion, comes back in, and now both teams are a little bit more even. Down here in the bottom, we're looking at both teams trying to take their camps. At Avalanche, sneaky Avalanche, they want to come in. Arthas coming in, standing on that point. However, they aren't able to stand on it in time. They are rooted. They're taking a ton of damage. White Mane putting in a phenomenal amount of work. You can tell by her mana. However, Sylvanas Greymane is a devastating combo, and so Arthas is going to be your first blood of the game. However, Avalanche, oh, he's very low. He tries to go in. Osmanthus tries for the slide, but it is going to be a 1-for-1 as Avalanche finds a restitution pick. Take a look at these talents here. Arthas already going the correct build. I'm so proud. It is going to be that Frost Presence and making sure those roots do a ton of damage. Falstad with the hammering already got 6 stacks. Field Study and Ruby over here on the side of Deckard Cain. So that tells me that they really want to get in and they want to stay in for a very long time. Both teams just trying to catch their soak there. Caffeinated Knights having a little bit of an advantage here as, like I said, Malthael will be able to go ahead and pick off those minions, being able to rotate very quickly with that Pale Horse. And now we see the classic 4v4 on the bottom while solo laners cap. ETC not standing in the bush, just trying to be really, really seen, showing their presence, trying to protect their team. Out comes the Frost presence from the Arthas, does not connect. And ETC alone is going to back off Cash and Ashes and Aranar. It looks like the team might just end up giving this one up. However, we see is because Imperius is harassing Malthael here on the top lane. Out comes Skeptic, and this was their plan all along. Here comes the Falstad flying in, and Saiyan is in some real trouble. He's able to dash away, but he gets impaled. Li Ming does get interrupted on her channel, though, and now Li Ming is in peril, running back. A ton of poison damage coming out from that Shadow Dagger. Grey Mane taking a little bit of damage from the White Mane and that Orb. Both teams looking to fight. Dragon Fury is in a very awkward position. I don't know if Barrel is not up yet or what is happening. I like Men doing a ton of damage. Vanshay, very, very low. The White Mane slow is a lot. He's got to back up. Li Ming tries to catch. However, is not able to do so. Slide onto Arthas. He's very low. White Mane with the heals. However, she's so out of mana, and the Shadow Dagger once again, but he's gonna get out. He survives. How much health does he have?
Activate the towers.
Well, let me see. Super unlucky. It's very low. I don't know which one he's on, so I don't want to like jump through everything and give people whiplash. Team's gonna go ahead and reset. Avalanche very triumphant getting those first 2 shots, especially on the enemy side. Feels amazing. ATC gonna go ahead and slide on the Dragon Fury, spook him a little, and the team is gonna try and safely pick up their sappers once again. Meanwhile, up here in the mid lane, Avalanche looking to clear out. Once again, they don't have that double soaker, so they have to rotate a little bit more. Malthael able to grab that top sapper camp. Is very far out, is going to come down, however. Needs to grab that middle soak, and Li Ming and Imperius should be able to clean up those sappers fairly easily. Down here, we see Caffeinated Knights taking not only their camp, but the enemy camp as well. Great slide by ETC. Nice route from the Deckard Chain. White Mane is going to be the first to fall, and Aranar incredibly low. It's able to get away with that slow. Escapes once again with 3 health. And that's kind of the power of Arthas. Just able to go and take a bunch of damage and lead, because everything he does basically heals him.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Different talent choice for Imperius here at 7. We are going to see that flash of anger. Consuming a Mark of Celestial Charge deals extra damage and grants Imperius a shield, so he's able to go in and stay longer. Nice slide onto Aranar. The bump, make sure he stays in the Deckard Cain Scroll of Sealing. And now the teams are looking to poke. They were able to grab this bottom bell tower. And this could be, honestly, one of the most difficult things that Avalanche is going to have to deal with in this game. Altars have spawned. They don't have a safe place to retreat. Out comes the Scroll of Sealing and that Heraldric Cube. Vanshay just trying to make sure that bell tower is protected. He's able to do it, and this is what I was talking about. The detriment it can cause to your team to not have that bell tower is absolutely astounding. And the team just basically lives here now. Malthael can double soak, and this was their plan all along. They just want to hang out. Deckard Cain potions are able to keep them nice and healthy. However, Osmanthus is not blocking those orbs, so Li Ming is going to be able to poke this down eventually. If the team doesn't try something quick. Out from the spell side, getting a couple more stacks on that Hammering. Sylvanas using her trait to subdue those minions. And both teams are just going to go ahead and chill. Avalanche needing to figure out how they get that bell tower back, and the BM coming out. This time it's Osmanthus' turn to show a little bit of shade. The spray from Skeptic, and we do see Vanshay able to block those tower shots, making sure that it stays nice and healthy, and they're just going to go ahead and eat this damage forever. Out comes the Disintegrate. Both teams are level 10, so we'll take an opportunity to look at those. Disintegrate, Divine Reckoning, everything looking fairly standard. Hey guys, want to hang out? I mean, yeah, basically, they're happy. We're just going to sit here and be comfy. Falstad going to fight off that Malthael in the middle lane. Not a whole lot he can do, though. Imperius right by his side. And bell tower's up once again. Team still making sure that this bell tower remains under their control. Li Ming Once again, Disintegrate on the minion wave. They really want to try and get in there and poke down that tower. Over Sylvanas getting a nice chunk of damage. Skeptic steps up too far. However, they are going to be able to blink away. Nice sleep by Deckard Cain. And just what I was talking about, the gust into the danger zone. ETC hitting the 3-man mosh. However, only Sylvanas and Deckard Cain there to follow up on it. A ton of damage coming out. Nobody dies. Aranor nice and healthy. That was kind of everybody presses R and nobody dies. Meanwhile, though, 17 to 36. Both bell towers grabbed by, I believe that was Greymane and Deckard Cain, while the team just kind of protected. Let's look at these level 10s, which is the whole reason I have these talents up. It is going to be Curse Bullet, Mosh Pit, Last Rites, as we saw, Wailing Arrow, and Stay a While and Listen. All fairly standard talents. Nothing too spicy for the teams. ATC finishing his prog rock. Up here in the top, Malthael gets absolutely ganked and decimated. We caught that just in time. Spear into Disintegrate makes Malthael a sad boy. And the team is just going to look to try and get some advantages elsewhere, seeing as they know that they can't take down that bottom tower back. They want to force Caffeinated Knights to react. That's exactly what they're doing. We're seeing Sylvanas come up. However, Greymane understands that Falstad is here. He wants this tower. He's just going to stay and make sure that he can't get it so freely. Sylvanas shooing off the teams. Out comes the root from Arthas. Does not connect, however, and I think we'll actually take a chance to look at those stacks. We've got 11 right now and 84 on that Frozen Wave. So that is the lingering slow after they walk out of your Frozen Tempest for those unaware. One bell tower in the bottom. Falstad has the advantage in positioning right now. However, he's got to find a way around that bell tower. Advantage for the Shrine does go over to Caffeinated Knights, seeing as once again there is no place safe for Avalanche to retreat. And Falstad, nice gust, is going to be able to not only get the bell tower, get the gust, but also get out. Incredible big brain plays by Dragon Fury. Stay a While comes out. Imperious not able to impale for Deckard. However, he is left alone and is going to go down. And now there's not so much of an advantage for Caffeinated Knights. Greymane coming in, trying to get on that Li Ming. She does go down. And it's an absolute bloodbath. A fantastic mosh pit there by Osmanthus. However, it looks like Avalanche once again is going to be able to pick up this bell tower. Curse Bullet comes out. It is going to be a whiff. And 4 shots going over to the side of Avalanche. Or going over to the side of Caffeinated Knights, considering that's where they flew to, however you want to look. Team stepping up on these Impalers now. Get a nice stun onto ETC, a nice follow-up route. ETC comes through. He doesn't have the mosh pit, however. He's going to give his life to make sure that his teams come out. However, they're saying, nice impale. Whitemane follows up. ETC able to live, though. The power of the ETC armor from his trait. That was kind of disappointing. I was hoping for a bloodbath there. Still very good. Very good by both teams. Just the skill and the communication in both these games has just been amazing. Falstad going to get his sappers. Sappers were taken over by Avalanche there in that fight. And it looks like Deckard Cain coming out, gets the one-man sleep onto Arthas. However, an auto attack will wake him up. Slide does not connect. Scroll of Stone goes out, but Gus comes out securing those sappers for Avalanche. And now Malthael on the run. He needs the full lead Ming combo and a little bit of that Disintegrate. Has to go ahead and back up. Now team's just trying to reset here. This is a nice place. Both of them looking for 15 and then 16. Caffeinated Knights a little bit ahead. They will have the Talontier advantage for this next altar phase, and we'll see what Avalanche can do considering this is the 3 altars.
I knew I could do that.
All 3 altars could end the game right now. 16 talent advantage. Something needs to be done. Something like picking off Malthael. Another nice gank by Avalanche. They're down, but they're definitely not out. And it looks like Caffeinated Knights are just going to seed both of these upper bell towers, or shrines, and grab this bottom bell tower. Meanwhile, Deckard caps the bottom. That is going to be an 8-for-5 trade. However, once again, this bottom shrine is going to go over to Caffeinated Knights, and they're just going to be able to defend this, making it very easy for them to get the win condition for the sappers in the bottom lane and control those bottom mid shrine spawn points. The whole team is here, 16 to 16. Now is the time for Avalanche to fight it. They'd like to get a nice stun onto Greymane. However, a follow-up stun by EDC sliding onto I Like Men, making sure he can't get too much damage out. 17 remains. They're just hovering here around this bottom tower. They want to make sure that either they keep it or they give it back. I mean, that sounds kind of dumb when you say it, but like, really, that's the only thing you can do on the map right now. The only camp available is the top camp. Malthael looking to take that. They sniffed out the gank this time, does not get ganked. And he's just going to go ahead and back up. Nobody looking at that top camp yet, and Malthael just trying to keep the double soak, make sure he's in the game. It's become a lot more difficult, especially since Avalanche is bullying him. Greymane gonna hop over, collect these sappers. Nobody gonna contest him. And ETC Get Deckard having a nice time. Have they even seen the rest of the map? They're just in here. This is nice. It's like our side. Exactly like our side. I mean, that's what I would be saying. Like, oh, a lovely time of the year, you know, for a bell tower visit. Sappers do come up. Greymane and co going to be able to take them so incredibly easily. And now, Avalanche has to defend against these 6 sappers and defend against these altars that are going to be up in 5 seconds. They've only got 6 shots.
Be swift, heroes.
Up here in the top lane, 3 of those sappers get cleared out. And looks like the team are going to let them go in. They need to fight for this. I Like Men takes a ton of damage as the curse bullet comes out. Falstad flies behind. The fly gust does interrupt the Deckard Kane. Does get it out, however, Moshpit and Sleep, a little bit of overlap. That doesn't matter. Osmanthus very low. I Like Men in the back trying to cause chaos, but he is incredibly low. Is going to go down, and ETC does fall as well. That is going to be a reset for the Li Ming, but GG. Tower was capped by Caffeinated Knights, and we have a series on our hand, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1. Nicely done. This time we see that the team fight was a little bit more even, 5-6. And I was so in the heat of casting that I didn't even get to see who ran over and capped the shrine. Somebody did, and I was calling the team fight, and then GG came out. I was like, why aren't they moving? What happened? GG, that's what happened. Go ahead and move right over here. Once again, 5-6. Imperius carrying the damage for Avalanche. However, Vivanshi doing just a smidgen more. That Greymane is really no joke. And I'll go ahead and show these talents. So if you guys would like to add them to your builds, to your games, you can definitely do so. Very standard Sylvanas. I really like the field study on Deckard. I think that provides a lot, especially when you have a dive comp like Greymane, ETC, Malthael. Imperius, we can see he was in a little bit of trouble against that Divine Rage. And then that Consuming Molten Armor, trying to do a little bit more damage onto those heroes, reducing their armor so the team can go in and get quicker kills. However, that was not the case today. Oh, Aranor, this is where you messed up. You know what the best thing to take is into an ETC Sylvanas Greymane, and I'm not even memeing. Like, Icebound Fortitude. One of the best talents in the game, reduces incoming CC by 50 or 75%, I believe. So it is very, very good. I'm gonna go ahead and update the scores as we have our third map already romping and ready to go. You guys saw a peek there, that's my bad. We are gonna be going to Cursed Hollow as our final map for the night, and I'm very excited. I love Cursed Hollow. Not a whole lot of people have played on it this season. I know a lot of teams don't really like it. They think it's kind of boring, kind of stale, but it is my absolute most favorite map, so I'm very excited. Update those scores. Boop, boop. Powers of Doom picked by the left team and won by the left team. Is it 25%? Okay, well, still, that's pretty good. Like, don't at me. Do you see behind me? Like, I am the Lich King. I'm the Arthas boy. It's not my favorite build, especially for a tank Arthas, I'll say that much. But Icebound Fortitude, I think it really is one of the best talents in the game. especially when you're going into a lot of CC. That 25% armor and that reduced CC just... It feels amazing when somebody gets like a really nice CC effect onto you and you pop it right before because you feel it, you know, like in your bones, you know it's going to happen. And then you get it and you walk away and you're like, hey, idiot, like you just wasted your ability and I'm fine. My excitement is contagious. Oh, thanks. I try to be like really high up and like really excited because I love Heroes, guys. I really love Heroes of the Storm. I love the game. They're asking if I'm ready. I'm rambling on. We're gonna go ahead and say R, but I've tried other games since HGC died because I mean I used to work for an HGC team doing analytics. I love stats. I think they're fascinating. We'll go ahead and jump over to our game draft as we see the teams getting ready for our third and final map of the evening. Once again, Cursed Hollow. But ever since I've left, like, it's not the same. I've tried playing League. I've tried playing, like, Valorant and Dota, and it's just not the same. You know, Heroes is so exciting. Yeah, 75% reduced CC. I know a little bit. Anacassia banned out, respectively, for both teams not wanting to deal with it once again. Johanna banned away by the side of Caffeinated Knights, and it looks like Cursed Hollow was the pick of Avalanche. This first pick is going to go over to Caffeinated Knights, and if I had to guess, I'm going to say this is an ETC first pick. They've done so well with it. He is a phenomenal hero right now. Like I said, one of the strongest tanks in the game, and boop, right again, there he is. Do we see the Arthas again, or are we going to see if Aranor can play something else? While we're going through that draft, doesn't look like we got any new follows, so I won't have to... Well, I should say I won't have to. I'm not going to shout anybody out because I've said to everybody, once again, thank you guys all. Welcome to the Undead Army. I love you. I'm so happy that you're spending your evening here with me. Greymane Stukov picked up for Avalanche. Really, really strong picks. We'll see what Dragon Fury can do with that Greymane once again. They did so well on it in the first game, and we're seeing a little bit of a swap as Vivanche picks up Li Ming, and the second draft, teams being ever so careful, thinking about what they want, letting the whole timer tick down. We see down here in the bottom, Hero Scout looking at the Hanzo. Who is our Hanzo player? Jägermeister been watching my Hanzo, says. I like when the teams have friendly banter, and hopefully this is friendly and not truly malicious. Sylvanas coming out for Jägermeister once again. They excelled on the hero last game, doing a ton of damage. Sir Rift, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Undead Pharaoh and Tixmaster. Thank you so much. I love to see you guys all. Lots of nice talk going down here in the chat. And SFW being thrown around, so I'm not going to talk about that. Garrosh being banned away, as is the Anowin for third bans. I'm sorry, I'm completely distracted by you guys, but I mean, that's who I'm here for. Anowin banned away once again. Cleanse as a base ability is absolutely devastating, and Garrosh, nobody likes to deal with him, especially into an ETC. Do you know how bad it feels to be an ETC and see the Mosh and you're like, don't worry fam, I got this, I'm gonna win the game, and then Garrosh is just like, LOL, no you're not, and he throws you into the team and then you just die. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything, but like, it doesn't feel good, you know. Arthas picked up once again. Skeptic again on the Tassadar, and again they're just gonna say, you know what, we know what heroes work for us, so like we're just gonna play on Tassadar, one of the strongest heroes in the game right now. There's a ton of damage with that Psystorm. What's his new Q, or is a Psionic Pulse? Excuse me. Malthael, Deckard Cain coming out, and this is almost the exact same comp right here from Caffeinated Knights. They're confident it worked last time, and it's up to Avalanche to find a work around it. And they find it in your realm. Not going to pick up the Imperius this time. nice defensive abilities for her team. She can make sure that they aren't going to be rooted by Deckard or slowed by any of the heroes. Really, they can all pick up slowing talents if they would like. So that Hand of Freedom on Yrel is going to be huge. Lingaria, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate you very much. Coming from the old days of Pro LOLC, and I honestly feel like LOL is so much slower comparatively. Yeah, no, it is. It feels bad. I play a lot of League ARAM. Like, I really like ARAM. I think it's a lot of fun. So I do that a lot on stream if you guys ever want to come check that out. I've played a couple of games. My friend Shinkari has been teaching me like a little bit about how to play. We're going to jump into the game. I'm not very good at all.
Heroes.
I'm not very good at heroes either. I play on a Div A team, and that's not to say that Div A players are bad. But I mean, like, I'm also there, you know, like tanking it up. Jumping into the game on the left-hand side once again. Saiyan CP9 is your Malthael. Avalanche is Li Ming. Jägermeister rocking that Sylvanas on her Horde Dino mount. Osmanthus for the third time this evening is your ETC. Harbor Rim is Deckard Cain. And on the left-hand side, Aranor once again on the Arthas. Skeptic is Tassadar. Dragon Fury rocking that gray mane. Captain Ashes is your Stukov. And I like men. In the top lane is Yrel. We're going to see the team go ahead and cheese with Sylvanas. That top tower, nice Hammer of Justice, knocks back. Able to defend with their body against the Li Ming. They're going to try and defend this tower as long as they can. They have healing built into their kit, so taking a couple of hits doesn't feel too bad. Meanwhile, we see Saiyan takes a little bit of damage. It chunks out Arthas even more as the trait does percent health. The team finally gets that top tower. ETC slide to make sure reinforcements aren't coming. Great communication by Saiyan in the top. Nice scroll of Stone Curse gets Osmanthus out, and nobody dies just yet. I had started with LOL, maybe I could feel differently and could go back to it. I started with Heroes too, and I played League and I thought it was really fun, and I like the interesting concepts they have for their heroes. I think they're really cool, but Heroes will always have my heart. It's just such a fun game, like, and seeing like all my favorite WoW characters, because I was a WoW baby back in the day. It's awesome. Teams is just gonna go ahead and soak it up right now, trying to make sure that they are able to keep on top of those minions. A little bit more difficult for Malthael to double soak on this map, so he's just going to go ahead and grab those Siege Giants down in the bottom. No Siege Giants picked up for Avalanche just yet. However, Banshee steps into a bush, base checks, and does get poked out. Aranor, however, caught in the Stone Curse, is going to take a ton of damage and have to back up. Cash and Ash is able to heal him up fairly easily, though, and he is just going to go ahead and tap. Caught in the Stone Curse. Skeptic again, so very low. The Pustule has been popped, but a fantastic loss by Captain Ashes. Fantastic block by Captain Ashes is going to make sure that Skeptic doesn't go down. And I have to say, Captain Ashes is doing a great job this game. Not to say that nobody else is, but like the healing numbers have been really incredible. I used to be a healer main, so I don't know if you guys ever look at healing numbers, but I do. And just the positioning and what they're getting people in and out has been so nice. Team's gonna go ahead and try and just soak up before this first objective is gonna be in the bottom. A little bit more favored towards Avalanche. It is right next to their bottom fort and their well. Dragon Fury kind of low, trying to push out those Siege Giants. Greybane isn't the most fantastic wave clear hero. Oh, when that Li Ming orb secures it, they are probably gonna hearth back to base. Seeing that he's gonna do it, it looks like Avalanche, they're still gonna try and contest. Vante trying to do that wave soak. Harborum is caught all by his lonesome, but not before getting the Stone Curse out. However, oh, he walks through the Ruby! He walks through the Ruby and he's full health! ETC slides in on Aranor! In comes Yrel, but it doesn't matter. It does buy enough time for Greymane to come back, though. Aranor chunked out once again by the Li Ming. Spell damage being one of Arthas's bigger weaknesses. I like men jumping in, gets pushed back by the ETC. trying to channel right now. All the team members are here for both sides. Just kind of put you in a 4v5. Aranor is a little bit low, gets caught in that stone curse. And it looks like Avalanche might have to back off. Dragon Fury is at about half health. I like men jumps in, takes that shadow damage, shadow dagger damage. I'm so excited. I'm just like going through. Stun silence or onto Sand puts them in a bit of a rough spot. They're gonna go ahead and try and get those potions to heal up from Deckard, and both teams right now trying so hard to make sure their enemy doesn't grab the tribute. However, ETC in a much better position to defend. Urel says screw you though and jumps over it. Gets knocked back, or knocks back Malthael, and now they're very, very low. Stukov gets the pustule spread around. Deckard Cain, however, gonna go ahead and grab this very first tribute. Gosh, what a fight. Both teams putting out a ton of work. In the end, Caffeinated Knights grab it, and they're going to go ahead and look to push this bottom fort. Earlier, Siege Giants going ahead and grabbing that earlier tower. Second tower goes down, and they're just going to look to continue poking at it. Dragon Fury incredibly low, does not want to step out too far. I did see that they buffed Ruby, and that's why it's the best level 4 talent right now. Changed my mind. 10-second cooldown to get many potions, which do about 50 less than a regular potion. That's insane. And it also rewards you for however many people you hit. So it's an excellent thing to just kind of say, you know, really good Deckard Cains can really shine if they hit 3 or 4 or even 5-man routes. They can go ahead and get tons of potions out. So a dive tank, like say, I don't know, ETC, can just kind of live forever. ETC baiting out that frozen waste. Gonna go ahead and slide in. However, he slides in, gets caught by the wall. Silence, he is gonna go down, and that is the very first kill of the game going over to Avalanche. All right, team's deciding they're just gonna go ahead and reset now. Staying in a little bit of an awkward position, gets slowed, gets silenced, nothing he can do. Urel jumps in. That force wall just way too much to get past, plus the silence and the slow, the Stukov. Castanastas, very smart right there, went ahead and dropped the pustule, popped the pustule, and then was able to drop the silence to the slow and the silence meant that's dead Malthael. Sylvanas coming with her black arrows. This top tower should go down. I like men. About 50% health. Pops the wings. I feel like that's more to get away. Yeah, there we are. They can't really contest. And it's going to be Avalanche, however, hitting level 10 first. They grab that boss, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at our talents. We had a chance to reset to our Aliob, which is much nicer looking, so it won't take over our whole gosh darn screen. Here are the talents. You guys would like to take a look. And the teams are just going to go ahead and go blow for blow, see if they can trade. Sylvanas versus Boss and Greymane. Who's more? Black Arrows is back up, and now the keep wall is in danger. I like men jumping in, trying to do extra damage. A nice slide prevents that Hammer of the Lightbringer. They have to burn the Ardent Defender. However, still incredibly low. They're just going to go ahead and back away. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Boss is all by themselves. They do pick off one fort. The members of Avalanche hard things, seeing how much damage was coming out from Caffeinated Knights. Malthael on the boss, and he is going to do a bit more damage than Caffeinated Knights, but not incredibly. The biggest thing, however, is Malthael is not here to contest this tribute. It looks like Caffeinated Knights are just going to say, you know what, we don't want to take the 4v5. We're going to go ahead and give it up. So that's exactly what they do. However, Avalanche is looking for more. Both teams have level 10. Fighting in this corridor could be deadly. Out comes the Li Ming damage. We hear the Wailing Arrow. Just kidding, that's the Banshees go off. And the camp is still up for grabs. Caffeinated Knights able to scare away the team. They decide, you know, maybe we don't want to fight in it. And looking, one note for Greymane is we do have a Quicksilver bullets, which is actually fairly standard. I thought that was Wizened Duel. Excuse me. Go for the throat, however. Trying to jump onto that squishy team. ETC is the only person that it won't kill at about 50% health, which gives them a reset. So I can definitely understand picking up the go for the throat as opposed to the cursed bullet. Especially since Osmond has just been really, really hard to kill this game. Like, holy crap, Osmond. Can you just give me your ETC skills? Because I feed so much on EGC. I'm more of a Mal'Ganis girl myself.
Gather tribute.
Archon, flailing swipes, all fairly standard. Army of the Dead for Arthas, Wave of Force for Li Ming, able to push back the team. Or push them into the Mosh, depending on how she plays it. Mosh Pit, of course. Wailing Arrow. Stay a while and listen once again for Harbor Room. And in the middle lane, my bad, T-Sewers. Malthael does fall, and now the team has to run away. This is going to be the second tribute they're going to have to give up for Caffeinated Knights. We see Skeptic already able to go ahead and grab. Li Ming not in a position to poke that out, and it's just going to get over. Okay, that's a Hearth, not a Beast Up. Or maybe it was like one like cheeky Beast Up, like down in the bottom. Siege Giants are going to go ahead and begin to push towards that keep. Caffeinated Knights looking to just go ahead and grab their vision. Both teams reset for right now. And they're just waiting for their opponents, waiting for them to make this mistake. 13 reached almost simultaneously for both teams. And we can see both of them are just kind of deathballing right now. They both know that they have exemplary team fights, and it's just going to be who pulls the bullet first. It's like nobody wants to fight in the middle lane. So heading down to the bottom, they see Yrel out. Excuse me. But Yrel with that does not have divine, or does with the divine seed, able to zone out, run away, and the team looks for this bruiser camp now. Everybody's here fighting in a corridor, good and bad for both teams. Are they going to take it? Are they going to give the tribute? Caffeinated Knights deciding that the tribute is more important. This is going to be curse point for whoever picks it up. So both teams going to look to contest. Avalanche able to knock back that Yrel's Ardent, or not Ardent Defender. It's called Avenger's Wrath in WoW. I don't know if that's the same for Yrel here. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I played Yrel. Wings, Angel Wings are knocked back. She jumps in. She's in the back line doing a ton of damage. However, takes a ton of damage as well. The team can't really do anything. They jump on the Li Ming. She comes out, pops the Ardent Defender. Tassadar trying to grab, putting his team in a 4v5. Out comes the fourth wall. However, I Like Men gets knocked back, and a great two-man sleep. Out comes the Mosh Pit, hits only Stukov. Decker Kane is going to go down, and nobody is following onto the Stukov. It takes a little bit of damage, but he is going to be able to get away. Silence comes out, root onto Malthael, secures him as dead. And here is that force wall with that static field. Osmanthus is able to knock back Aranor. This is going to be curse point going over to Avalanche.
My curse upon you.
Thank you, Jackie. I've been known to play a little bit of Mal'Ganis, something, 80% memory, something. Anyway, curse once again going over to Avalanche. They're gonna go ahead and push this middle forward. All members who are alive, save Dr. Kane, who is running to mid right now, are gonna come and try and defend it. Wall goes down, and the team is looking for more. There's something back that they can't step up to the forward. I don't know if they have something planned, or if they're just forgetting that the tower can't shoot them. They see ETC lurking around. They don't want to fight him. Definitely understandable. Now up here in the top lanes is a boss lane. Teams are going to go ahead and jump up. And there we go. We see him come in a little bit more aggressively here in this top fight. Meanwhile, Caffeinated Knights going to go ahead and get this bruiser camp. Make sure it pushes out their lane as they look to contest a round. And the nice thing about the curse for Avalanche is they are going to get a... Yeah, they usually get a pretty extensive lead, but the team isn't going to soak the experience from these one-health minion waves. And as such, the teams are about even in experience once again. And now it looks like Caffeinated Knights want to try and do a gank push. They slide onto Yrel, do a ton of damage. Willing Arrow comes out, nothing she can do, absolutely obliterated. Stukov throws down that rooting silence now, however, not able to hit anybody with enough force to do anything. Caffeinated Knight's going to look for the aggressive boss play down here in the bottom lane. They've got Li Ming, they've got Sylvanas. They don't have Shredder ETC. This is actually a block party ETC, one thing to point out. And Speed Metal at 7. You don't typically see that. Very, very unique ETC build coming out here. We have that face smelt on the ETC. That is the slow, of course. And now the team, they just have free reign over on Avalanche's side of the map. They're going to go ahead and pick up the booster camp. Nice face melt by ETC, making sure that the team isn't able to step up. And there's lots and lots of minions that Avalanche is going to have to deal with right now. They clear that boss out fairly quickly. Greyman and Tassadar, he does not want to this world. He's going to take one keep tower, however, not the end of the world. Meanwhile, Caffeinated Knight's coming to pick up the second boss, just do the double boss play, and there isn't a whole lot that Avalanche can do with it about it. They're gonna have to let it go and defend it in lane or at the keep. The keep up top is very low, so yeah, they're gonna have to defend it quickly if they want something to come of it. And it looks like the team is looking to push with it. ETC going to claim the vision. He is all by himself. This could be a phenomenal mosh pit if the team isn't careful. However, he doesn't think the team is in position to follow up on it, so he's just going to go ahead, try and take this vision, baits the lurking arm, and the vision is his successfully. Out comes the wall, making sure that nobody can flank around on the side of Caffeinated Knights, and they're just going to look to defend this boss while Caffeinated Knights pushes with it, and once again, they need to use the keep to defend themselves, not themselves to defend the keep. If they lose it, it's not over here. However, if they lose lives, tribute is available. That is curse point for Caffeinated Knights. And Orange team should have this on lock. Malthael already looking to claim it. The team's still looking to deal with the boss. It gets the keep, nothing more. And now curse for Caffeinated Knights. We'll see what they can do for it. They were able to take these early forks, which is something they had the advantage that Avalanche didn't, is they don't have to keep the force, they can go straight to the keep, and they're going to look at this lane. They've already put a little bit of pressure in. Only one tower needs to be collected here. That's exactly what they're going to look for. Arthas stepped up a nice lurking arm onto ETC, absolutely blown away. However, fantastic stay while in this. Deckard immediately cancels it though, fearing for his life. Out comes Army of the Dead. 1-0 on the side of Avalanche. They did pop. Army was the only ult they popped. Arthas was ready to go in. The team deciding, though, that the free ETC was worth it, and now it looks like they might be coming for more. Nice Banshees by Sylvanas. Haunting Wave, making sure she gets away safe and sound. Yrel coming up, but the dismount onto Stukov from Li Ming means that nobody's going to be able to catch him, and they're just going to go ahead and head away. Just want to say, look at Li Ming here. Look at her on the pleb horse. My zoom isn't working, but like, look at the pleb horse. It's not on it anymore, but so something we'll have to ask about if Caffeinated Knights ends up winning this, because we are going to have an interview afterwards. Blue did waste their curse, yeah. They weren't able to do a whole lot with it. I shouldn't say they wasted it. They didn't get as much value as they could have gotten from it. And now we see very dominant late game by Caffeinated Knights, who are doing incredibly well in this series. In this game 3. Are going to see them looking, maybe try to look for that Yrel. We see Malthael going for the vision. Going to go ahead and try and take that. Just something to scare I Like Men away. They're not going to be able to step up to that minion wave. Going to go ahead and go back, and that allows Malthael free clear. Meanwhile, here in the middle lane, ETC and Sylvanas using that black arrows, trying to push down the keep wall, just putting a ton of pressure all over the map, and I think that's what's really allowed them to pull ahead. They have this booster camp. They're just going to go ahead and try and do a little bit of damage. Yrel comes back. Team looking for a fight, but level 20 for Caffeinated Knights, they have to be careful. Take a look at some of these level 20s. Fairly standard stuff. Repulsion, Death Metal by ETC. No one can stop Death on the Malthael. Blink for Sylv, and the upgraded Stay a While and Listen. Respect the elderly. It's a blind and it's silent. Very incredible should you hit large members with it. Members like, I don't know, Archon Tassadar, so we can't do anything except for be Spoopy and look there. However, level 20 is hit for Avalanche as well, and we are going to see that Twilight Archon controlled chaos for the Stukov. More ghouls for Arthas with that Legion of Northrend. The upgraded Ardent Defender, interesting choice for Urel, allows her to get healing for her friend. And then, of course, that Hunter's Blunderbuss, which allows human attacks to splash on Greymane, allowing him to do a ton of damage from a safe distance. Here we can see Avalanche doing their best to kind of try and posture onto Caffeinated Knights. ETC zoning him away. Urel taking a ton of damage in the back. Already has to burn the Ardent Defender. Two-man boss immediately interrupted by that controlled chaos. And 1-for-1 on big ult. I mean, they're both 120 seconds. Great job. Aeronor takes a little bit of damage. Out comes the ghouls. Out comes the Skull of Stone Curse. Archon is popped. Stay a while and listen, hitting 3 members, and that's going to be really big trouble. Out comes the second silence from Sylvanas, also hitting 3 members. However, Skeptic is absolutely bodying with that Twilight Archon, doing a ton of damage. Aeronor gets the root onto Li Ming. Silence to follow it up, but it's going to be Li Ming going down. ETC is next to follow. Deathmatch, 5-man Deathmatch. However, Jägermeister doing a ton of damage, but it doesn't last very long. Aeronor is going to go down. This is the tank of Avalanche, so they will have trouble if Caffeinated Knights jumps onto them again. However, Greymane is going to go down 2 for 2. Each team, I don't know who came out more favorable. Cashin Ashes, very low. Malthael, the next to fall. He has no one can stop death, so he will be immediately back in the fight. Jägermeister completely low on mana. I don't know if they have enough for Banshees. They're trying to auto-reroll, doing the best they can. And Skeptic having to hearth back, as well as Stukov. As we look over at the core, 3 catapults doing 50% of the core. Stukov trying his best to do as much damage as he can. 40% control chaos backs them away. That is going to be enough to maybe protect the core. And now we see Skeptic and I Like Men on the run. Sylvanas coming back. Absolutely no mana, but they do have the double Banshees able to collect that Tassadar. Hand slip. I'm trembling. I'm so excited. Out comes the black arrows onto the keep, but the team decides, you know what? We're good. We're going to go ahead and back up, grab that curse. 41% on the core. This could end at any time. And they're actually not going for the curse. One person, no, they want the boss. All members are back. This is going to be a 4v5. Avalanche has to make something happen here. The boss is already at 50%. They aren't going to have Tassadar, who is a huge amount of damage. ETC gets stunned and silenced. He's in the back. He's very, very low. He's going to slide in. If he's going to die, he's going to die favorably. But Cashin Ashes with the controlled chaos gets the knockoff onto the boss. And it is going to go over to Avalanche. They do grab the tribute as a booby prize, but excellent play by the Stukov of Avalanche. Steals the free boss, and now they're just going to go ahead and clear out the lane. Boss isn't going to get a whole heck of a lot of value, but it's enough value for Avalanche, making sure it isn't going to go ahead and go onto their 40% health core. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Avalanche able to pick up their siege camp, make sure that Caffeinated Knights can't steal away from them, and they're going to look for their own boss. However, Caffeinated Knights sniff it out. The boss clear of Avalanche, not nearly as strong as Caffeinated Knights. Arthur's going to take that orb, a little bit of damage, and the boss is leashed, but it's 50%. Are they really going to let this go? They're actually just going to give it up for the tribute. Okay. Oh, Tassadar, he pops the Archon to try and live, but immediately goes down to that last right. ETC tries to pop the Mosh, able to knock down Arthas. Cashin Ashes destroyed by the Li Ming. Greymane, however, takes off that Li Ming. ETC is going to pop the Greymane, and this should be the march onto core as only Urel survives. Can she do it? GGs are being called by Avalanche. 40% on the core. Nothing they can really do unless maybe stands in one of the curse points. The shield is falling fast, and 4 damage is actually, it's pretty gosh darn good. I Like Men doing their best. Pop the Ardent Defender because there's nothing really else to do. And with the core falling very slowly, that is going to be your third and final game of the evening, going over to Caffeinated Knights. Well done.